最高に僕らを動かし続けてる路地を一つ曲がれば誰かに出くわしあなたに繋がる糸がもつれ始めるシャリボに生きれば怨恨が生まれて情が道を阻む I receive you そのままあなただけ I receive you まる
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to another exciting episode of Final Fantasy XIV: A Realm Reread. I have got Scoosh with me today. Hi, Scoosh.
Hello.
How are you doing?
I'm doing good. How's everyone doing?
Everybody's doing good. I've decided for them arbitrarily. I'm certainly doing better than I was on Tuesday, in which my internet just stopped. And I couldn't figure it out for an hour and 45 minutes, and by the time I did, I was so angry that I just decided to not bother.
What was the problem, by the way?
Honestly, I tried so much shit I don't actually know anymore. But now I know.
I saw you said in the Discord with something to do with your router.
Yes, I think in the end, I figured out that it had something to do with my router, but for a while I was not 100% certain. But we're here now, and we're doing extreme primals today. And if you're new to Final Fantasy XIV, first of all, wow, thanks, you made it here, huh? Okay, yeah, sure. But also, extreme primals are... Sorry, what's that?
I was going to say, if you're new to Final Fantasy XIV, what are you doing here? This is full of spoilers.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
But also, you're still welcome.
Yeah, of course you're still welcome. Extreme primals are the next difficulty up from the hard mode primals that we unlocked after the main story that were eventually made required for main story progression. Additionally, extremes become... It's really hard to explain, but extremes become the new hard mode in that... hard mode becomes the new normal mode, if that makes sense. It's weird, but they just stopped making like normal things, so now every primal fight going forwards is going to be hard, even though, like, it's just there to denote that it's 8 players. If you're curious about how the song in the beginning connected to what we're doing today, Scoosh had a good one, which is... it's Receive You Reborn, because we're fighting things that we've already fought before. And that is correct. The thing that I had in mind is it's a song from the game Yakuza Kiwami, and Kiwami means extreme. That's it. And the joke there is that Kiwami means extreme is a line that they tell you in Kiwami Extreme because... I don't know. It's funny tagline, I guess. So, we have done, as the meme says, and returned to the waking sands, Bowl of Embers, Kiwami. That's correct. Because Urianger has basically all of the primal quests, with the exception of, like, one, I think? Let's see, because, yeah, so... Primal Nature here starts the quest line for the main 3, being Garuda, Titan, and Ifrit. This one is for Good King Mogulmog, long may he reign. This is for Leviathan, this is for Shiva, and then the one for Ramu is just in Gridania for some reason. Kind of unclear as to why that is, but regardless. We're going to pick up... Oh, and sorry, the one last thing that we're going to be doing is... there is also the Ultima Weapon Extreme that I have yet to do, so we'll probably pick that one up as well. The nature of these quests and how we're going to be doing them means that this stream might not be the longest one, but it will be made up for the fact that we will have another stream tomorrow. So, yeah. Once again, assuming that my internet doesn't go out randomly and I have to spend an hour and 45 minutes fixing it, but... This time I won't have to spend an hour and 45 minutes fixing it because I know how to do it this time.
Knock on wood.
Yes. Hang on, let me... I don't know if you could hear that because I have noise suppression turned on, but I did knock on wood. Primal Nature. Urianger beseeches your aid in solving the resurgent mystery of the primals. And I'll take Urianger because he's going to be doing a lot of talking here. Yeah. It is decided. The stance of the Scions must evolve from shifting sand to unyielding stone. metaphor to how he changed locations to waking sands to rising stones. My place, however, is to be here in this land of unending tragedy. Ere I must remain until the true nature of the primals is revealed unto me. Many seasons did I toil to fashion a net across this vast realm, a net that catcheth not fish, but nuggets of wisdom more valuable than gold. Yet even possessed of this hoard of knowledge, I cannot purchase all the keys to the confounding doors that bar my passage. Thus I must presume to unsheath the blade born of light. Thine is a strength that shattereth the stoutest of barriers, and doth pierce that which obfuscates the most impotent gaze of ordinary men. We have not the luxury of time required for my measured scholarly pace. For the adder's nest is astir, hissing with the news of Garuda's return. Her winds have grown ever more violent, ever more destructive. What lieth behind this sudden waxing of power? The answer may well prove a vital piece of the puzzle of the primal's existence. Mine eyes perceive a looming wall of strife, poised to crash down upon our cities with unrestrained fury. For the nonce you must pacify the Lady of the Vortex. Swiftly now to the Adder's Nest. High Serpent Commander Hulot will have such details as thou needest to proceed. I shall await thee at the Waking Sands and pray for thy success. Sure. You got it, Chief. Alright, let's go.
I have no idea how you're able to read Urianger, the Friedis Urianger that well. I could never.
The secret is that I just got lucky that one time, and I didn't stumble over anything. He didn't throw too much bullshit at me. I would say the worst thing he threw at me in this is, let's see. Catcheth is a weird word to throw at me. And then like the sentence or the paragraph about like unsheathing the blade born of light. That was a little much, buddy. You could have done better. Or you could have said that in like less words. But you know, I did okay. I'll have more chances to fuck it up. Anyway, would you like to take Mr. Hulot?
Of course. Lieutenant Lorelei, might I deduce from your stern expression that you have heard the disturbing news? I, Garuda, returns once more to plague our nightmares. I fear this incarnation of the lady is more tempestuous than aught we have yet witnessed. If you are prepared to face this roiling storm, then I will brief you on what must be done.
Sure. Gale Force warning. Yeah, watch out for that guy in Baldur's Gate 3. You can miss him very easily if you're like me and don't fuck with anything that looks suspicious. Commander Vorsail Hulot wishes to send you against the latest incarnation of Garuda.
We first learned of Garuda's return when the primal fell upon the Blue Badgers as they sought to construct a new watch spire. The devastation was absolute.
No, that's my favorite Phoenix Wright mascot. The Blue Badger.
According to the report of one surviving engineer, Garuda invoked the most horrific gale with a gesture of her taloned hand. The powerful winds tore apart the half-built tower, crushing the workers and scattering their broken bodies like dolls. By all accounts, it appears the Lady of the Vortex is growing stronger with this summoning. She must be stopped before the casualties are allowed to pile any higher. But as you might imagine, the Ixal, eager to please their bloodthirsty goddess, are engaging our troops on every front. I have not the soldiers to spare for a primal hunting expedition. Thus, I sent word to the Scions to beg the aid of proven champions. You and your companions are our best hope of freeing Gridania of this rampaging fiend. I ask that you confront Garuda in her customary domain, the Howling Eye. Such a titanic conflict is best confined to Ixali lands, wouldn't you agree? Though I imagine the Berkmen have since made adjustments to the crystal, the Beastman Aetheryte found within Nadalin remains the surest means of entry. May the troll strengthen your arm, Lieutenant Lorelei.
Cool. You got it, Chief. Interestingly, as you may recall, we actually never interfaced with an Aetheryte in the last time we fought Garuda. because we just fucking flew to her house and call it a day. But now we're actually going to have to fly there. And that's going to take us to Korthus. Also, I should invite you to a party.
Of course.
We'll do that after I've teleported. Additionally, we're not doing these fights. Well, also, I should clarify. Some of these fights you do have to do in order to complete the quest, which is bullshit. Some of them you don't. So the ones that you don't have to do to complete the quest, I'll just be reading the description of the duty and then calling it a day. But for the ones that you do have to do, like, I'll do them. And by that I mean, Scoosh will do them. We're unsyncing them, because I ain't doing that shit. Too much work.
I think now is a good point to bring up for anyone who's unfamiliar with extremes, that extremes are not something that you can normally get within roulettes because of their difficulty, and also, well, there is one roulette you can get them in, specifically Mentor.
Yes.
But because of their difficulty and also the fact that most people don't want to have to do this hard content, you're not really going to get them that often in
Mm-hmm. The best thing you can hope for generally is, well, sometimes you can find them, you can get them in queues. I got Garuda Extreme in a queue on my first character and cleared it, like, for realsies.
I got Titan Extreme with on mine and did not clear, unfortunately.
Yeah, that'll happen. So let's just go ahead and stick my hand in this rock. Yep. Sure is. Huh? Well, that was weird. I'm sure that's nothing.
Casually whips that book for no good reason.
Yep. Howling Eye Extreme. Alright. Another thing to note about the extremes is that all of them have special mounts that drop from them. I will not be farming these. Oh, I mean, I'm undecided on it because here's the problem, folks. There's a quest that you get if you get all of them. And, like, reasonably speaking, I have to do that because, like, that's my job. And they have text, exactly, they have text. But as we get further into the expansions, it's gonna be harder and harder to do exactly what I'm doing right here, which is just pointing my high-level friends at it and saying, kill that for me. But I'll figure something out. Howling Eye Extreme. An attack by the primal Garuda has annihilated an entire twin adder brigade composed entirely of Phoenix Wright mascots, with a sole survivor left to tell a tale writ in terror and misery. Garuda's powers are far greater than they should be. Left with few options and all but one of them almost certain failures, the Order of the Twin Adder turns to the Scions of the Seventh Dawn so that they may summon a Warrior of Light, and the Warrior of Light's level 90 friend. If the mounts do drop, however, may I have them, Scoosh?
I have all of them, so I am not able to roll on them in the first place.
Cool. Just farm them when you're also farming Blue Mage stuff? I mean, true, I will eventually have to do that. Hi, lady. How much stronger is your tornado blowjob this time?
I like how I spawned in behind you, like as if Ruja would be taking the lead.
Yeah, no, absolutely not. I'm hiding.
Probably, I don't know. This has to do. Probably has to do with party numbers.
Yeah. You know, Garuda's body shape kind of looks a lot like Clive's in Final Fantasy 16. Hourglass figures.
Benedicta wished she could have a body like this.
Well, yeah, probably. Alright, let's do it. Get in there, buddy. Now, one of the other things I'm curious about is I wonder if this is going to kill me instantly. Or if anything in this is going to kill me instantly. Hello, ladies. Goodbye, ladies. Here I go. Oh, God. I need to remember to not stand in that. Ugh. Okay. I'm fine. I am okay. Easy.
Well, the mount did not drop, unfortunately.
Shit.
There is a faded copy of Fallen Angel.
I don't need it. And I'll just take the ring and eat it. There we go. Trust me, this is actually important. I need, because I can get crafting items from these, and these crafting items will be useful in the future. Oh, a little thingamajig. What'd it do?
What the thingamajig doing?
Neat.
Our efforts to augment Garuda's powers were met with the predicted success. It is mildly unsatisfying, then, that the primal was thus summarily defeated.
Against the bringer of light, it appears a heavier hand is required, and now that the focus has been discovered.
It is of no consequence. Even should they understand the significance of its presence, they have no means to prevent the summonings.
And the beastmen continue to crave ever more powerful avatars every time their gods fall. With each link forged in this chain of ambition, the shackles of chaos are bound ever tighter.
You can't say that word, dude. That weird, like, semi-bald guy with the sword who hates chaos will show up and try and kill us. Oh shit, I said it! It is not for us to entertain such speculation.
Quiet, stop.
Go! We are bid only to convey what we have witnessed. Let us be gone from here before Jack shows up.
I hope he didn't hear us.
I should have a button that just has Jack saying chaos. I think that would be a good idea. I have an idea for a soundbite from Strangers of Chaos that I would put as a button, but I haven't found a clean rip of that line yet. 2 Jack buttons. Number 1 chaos, number 2 bullshit. I feel like I would get more use out of the bullshit one, but the other one that I need is one that seems more niche, but I would definitely get far more use out of than chaos, which is, are those cubes? And nobody has posted a fucking rip of that yet, and it makes me so mad.
You know, you might not. You could use it. It could be used for stuff other than just cubes. Like, anytime somebody questions what something is, are those cubes? No, those are not cubes. Are those cubes?
Exactly. It's multi-purpose. Anyway. Hey, buddy, we did it.
Once more, Garuda has fallen into your might. You have our gratitude, Lieutenant Lorelei. We are blessed to count such heroes amongst our allies. What's this? Some memento of the battle they have.
A vortex ritual focus. A gruesome ritual tool fashioned from the bones of an Ixal.
What an uncanny arrangement of bone. I've never seen its like. I cannot guess for what foul ritual this object would be used. Might there be some connection to the primal, considering the place in which it was found? Might I ask that you take this grisly trophy to the Waking Sands and consult with Urianger. Perhaps he can provide some insight.
Maybe. Let's get back there, using these convenient tickets. I've only got a few left, and we'll probably use like all of the rest of them today. Hi, Scoosh. Bye, Scoosh.
Hey. Bye.
Nothing funnier than that, honestly. Peak of comedy. Thou art returned, whole from thy grueling trial. Hath the battle with the lady gifted thee a glimpse into the primal's fortress of inscrutability? I got this thing. It's the same description as it was last time. The ritual focus of Ixali Bone, home to what tainted powers I cannot say. Pray, leave this curiosity with me, that I might dwell further on its nature. Garuda's unseemly strength was not fueled by crystal caches and tempered worship alone. Nay, I fear some new rite of summoning was employed. The rigid culture of the Ixal rarely spawneth such anomaly. Methinks agents more deeply versed in primal lore have meddled here. The Askians, for a certainty. And if those servants of darkness are afoot, they will not stop at a single tribe. Such revelations do much to explain my recent communications. Art thou prepared to struggle once more against a beastman god? No, I'm leaving. End of the stream, guys. I'm just kidding. Fucking do it, whatever. Quake me up before you Ogomoro. God, I had forgotten that one. That was,
I love Ifrit's one. Ifrit's one is really good.
Oh yeah, that one, it's real good. But like, this one, I wrote this one. Oriange bids you rise to the challenge of another primal threat. The Maelstrom has sent word of a mountain-shaking tremor felt by every man and beast in the northern half of Vilbrand. Aye, the kobolds have awakened the Lord of the Crags, and this shuddering arrival doth echo with the heightened strength shown by his sister Primal. Seek out the High Storm Commander Rashtat Riki at the Maelstrom Command in Limsa Laminsa. Thy path leads once more to the stony feet of Titan. Oh, another interesting thing to note about the extremes in A Realm Reborn specifically is, with the exception of 2 extremes in Heavensward, every single extreme trial, I guess also other than the Ultima weapon, every single extreme trial is an example of the people who summoned the Primal just doing it again but stronger. Like, canonically, they did get summoned another time. Every other time is just like some assholes telling a story. Wouldn't it be cool if you fought like a bigger, stronger, cooler version of that one guy you fought that one time? And to be fair, also in canon, these 3 main primals are the ones that get summoned the most often. I think Ifrit is the one that gets summoned the most.
The most.
Mm-hmm. But Titan is a little rare. Leviathan is like up until this point, it's like twice ever because he's so destructive. Titan also, I think, is fairly rare. Because the Company of Heroes killed him one time before, but like that's about it. And then Garuda, I don't even know what fucking Garuda's deal is.
Ah, Ruja of the Scions. Glad am I to see you answer our desperate summons. As you have no doubt heard, the kobolds have, it seems, yet again called forth the primal titan with their mountain abode. The recent quaking of the land can be attributed to no other, and considering the intensity of the tremor, we can be sure that Uriange's warnings concerning the enhanced power of the primals are far from idle. We Maelstrom officers would, of course, like naught better than to shadow the belligerent old boater ourselves, but we cannot risk losing...
Sorry, should be in the... Can you read that down here?
Yes.
Sorry.
But we cannot risk losing our soldiers to tempering. Once again, we must turn to the seasoned veterans of the Scions. According to our readings, the rumblings are strongest in the navel, Titan's usual haunt within Gomorrah mines. You should be able to enter the Primal's domain by reattuning to the Beastman's Aetherite found within the Kobold's territory in Outer Lenosha. After the previous defeat of their Great Father, you can wager they've recalibrated their crystal. May you crash against the stubborn rock with the fury of 1,000 ways.
Okay.
Oh shit! I think I found it.
Hang on.
I was gonna say, found what? A crystal brave?
No, I found... I knew one person I had seen, I think, posted a rip of the Are Those Cubes. And I was like, where did I see it? It was on fucking Tumblr, that's where. I don't know if I can pull the sound from this, but...
Are those cubes?
Those are, in fact, cubes. And you couldn't... I don't think you could hear that, Scooch, because it only plays through my YouTube audio on the stream. But, trust me.
Are those cubes?
I'll figure something out for that.
I will trust you. Those were cubes.
Oop, that's not what I wanted to click.
I still hate. This is one of my least favorite areas in ARR.
Oh yeah, it's miserable to get around in.
No matter how many times I have to go down here, I can never get my footing.
Hey, don't worry, we can just take a right here and immediately get into the thing. Just fucking kidding, idiot. Doesn't work like that.
Nope, because there's a door that's just blocked off. And
Yep.
you really should be able to go through it, but...
Yeah. That's the last update they ever make to A Realm Reborn, is just opening that door.
Please.
I would be, like, absolutely. You know? Just do it. Even if it's like something you have to do, like, what if you have to like max out kobolds in order to do it? That's fine. You should be maxing out your beast tribes anyway because you get lore. All right, the naval extreme, which is one of my all-time favorite images to post when I'm being very perverted about women, which is bad. When Northern Vilbrand is racked by an earthquake, Urianger Ogrelt, I think that's the first time we've seen his last name. Also, why are we saying his last name? We know who there's only one dude named Urianger. Whatever. Suspects the kobolds of summoning the primal titan. The scion of the Seventh Dawn is proven irritatingly correct in short order when the Lord of the Crags appears in the mountains of Ogomoro to flaunt powers even greater than were supposed. It does not take an augur to see that a battle to the death must soon follow.
Again, I don't know why it said Scion of the Seventh Dawn.
Because it's speaking specifically about Urianger.
Well, it could have just said the Scion.
That's true.
We've heard it shortened before, and I don't think there's any other groups that we know of that are like that starts with Scions or anything.
Mm-hmm. Waiting on you, by the way.
Oh, right. I completely forgot to tab out.
It's all good. There we go. There he is. All right. Get him.
Don't worry, Rusa. I got this.
Fun fact about this, by the way, Titan Extreme is actually easier to solo than Titan Hard is as a high-level character.
I did not know that.
The reason for that is Titan Hard still tries to put you in jails, but Titan Extreme does not. Like if you're a solo player. Like he just doesn't do it. And when he does it in Titan Hard, it gives you damage down too. It's really weird. Anyway, got him.
bad news.
Fuck. Never lucky. Oh well. We will keep opening them
You
regardless.
always get it whenever you do it, whenever you run it this that one-off time, but when you are actively looking for it, it never appears.
This is you, I believe. The staff one is you.
Yes, I was just Titan's window is satisfying degree of destructive power. The intensifying effects of the ritual of foci are undeniable.
Powerful though this incarnation was, the Primal's eventual defeat was not unexpected. The burgeoning strength shown by the Bringer of Light, however, has grown beyond reckoning.
Such demonstration of forces serves as skill. It invites ever greater retaliation.
Yes, as the light burns brighter, so too are the shadows steeped deeper in darkness.
Let's get out of here. I sense Jack coming.
I'm going to Quiznos. You wanna come?
Of course.
Go to Shadow Quiznos.
Okay, real talk though. What the hell is Quiznos?
I have no fucking idea. I think it's a restaurant of some kind. I don't know. You have a favorite fast food place?
Fast food?
Yeah.
Like,
Or like,
Guess, like-
what you would consider to be fast food, I guess.
I'd say Five Guys.
Five Guys? I don't think I've ever had Five Guys before.
Which I don't know if you could really call Five Guys fast food because it's not. It doesn't.
I mean,
at
if
least the
you-
one by me.
Again, I'm of the opinion that if you can define something as fast food for a reason, like if you have a definition for fast food that fits it, it's fast food. It's fine. It's not
Pretty
like
much anything.
a
anything's
sit down and
fast
dine
food
restaurant.
nowadays. Yeah, almost anything is fast food nowadays with like with online apps like DoorDash.
That's true. All right, Rashdat.
The rumblings have ceased. It seems that no matter how powerful the Lord of Cracks becomes, you and your companion are up to the task. Yes, you found something you found something of interest in the navel.
Yeah, I found this navel piercing. Crag ritual focus, a gruesome ritual tool fashioned from the bones of a kobold.
Is this bone in such grotesque design? Honestly, I never understand the kobold's sense of aesthetics. You say you acquired a similar object after your battle with Garuda, then we must consider the possibility that these trinkets are responsible for the primal's appalling new strength. But I leave such conclusions to those more learned in the subject than I. Pray return to the Waking Sands and convey my greetings to Oriange.
I will try. All right. I don't have to use a ticket this time because I can just take a boat.
I've spent, I think, well over an hour in total, over multiple attempts trying to get that the Merlin triple triad card from Rashad, and it was awful. Seeing the triple triad icon there is like, oh god.
I have not invested too heavily into Triple Triad, and I would kind of like to because it seems so interesting, but at the same time, like, I don't know.
I wouldn't have a problem. Hi, bye.
Hi.
I wouldn't have a problem with it if it wasn't for the fact that NPCs can cheat,
Yeah, that's true.
and they do it consistently.
Good for them. Sure, whatever.
And also, drop rates should not be as low as they are, in my opinion.
Yeah, that I can agree with. So, the Lord of the Crags was also possessed of unprecedented vigor, and thou hast returned with yet another curiosity of bone. It's the same description. The kobolds are not known for fashioning objects in this manner. What is more, its construction doth bear a striking similarity to that of the trophy recovered by thee from Garuda's lair.
Don't say.
The fleshless remains of beastmen worshippers. This is the material common to both of these foreboding ritual tools. What unsavory sorcery have the paragons bequeathed to their unsuspecting pawns? There is yet another commonality to this augmentation of the primals that concerns me, and that is the Rusha Lorelei. You are responsible for this. I'm going to kill you with this gun that I found. For every mountain thou
Moriarty,
dost...
put the gun down!
For every mountain thou dost conquer, I am struck by the answering waxing and potency of the primals. The pattern is too clear to ignore. Such a cycle bodes naught but ill for the realm. I must unlock the true nature of these immortal entities ere the land is once more racked with ruin. And as always, thou art my stoutest ally in the gathering of the requisite keys. I really like that point, and I really wish this... Well, no, the only time this concept really gets expanded upon is, begrudgingly, I have to admit, in Heavensward. Although it is incredibly briefly and happens mostly off-screen. The idea that the fact that the Warrior of Light is able to beat all of these primals means that the Beastmen just go, well, shit, I guess we gotta get better primals then. And they just keep doing that over and over and over and over again, and it never ends. Ifrit ain't broke!
You gotta love actual realistic logic when it comes to dealing with a more power protagonist.
Unfortunately, most people don't, because they don't like A Realm Reborn. Urianger seeks to prepare for the coming of the Lord of the Inferno. We are fortunate that the Lord of the Inferno hath yet to rear his horned head. I fear, however, that reports of his return will not be long in the coming. My quest for knowledge yet remains unfinished, but such a task can only properly be undertaken in a world unracked by chaos. Let us bow to inevitability and prepare ourselves for what will undoubtedly turn into another blistering trial. Pray visit High Commander Swift at the Hall of Flames in Ul'dah and advise him that the fiery primal will likely soon be among us once more. I didn't have time to hit the button, unfortunately, but I'll do it now. Mayhap with a measure of foresight, we can lessen the impact of Ifrit's arrival.
I'm not gonna lie, I forgot that this one was Ifrit 8 broke.
And not Ifrit
I
bleeds.
remember, yeah.
That's the hard mode version.
That's the hard one, and I personally like that one more.
Yeah.
I mean,
the thing is it's the same joke.
It's the same joke, but the line if it breed,
Yep.
I give up.
I will say, as a joke about like how primals work.
Yes, I hear you. Sorry about that.
No, it's all good. As a joke about how primals work and how they keep coming back, Ifrit ain't broke is a very strong joke.
It is. It is very strong. I will, after this next line of text, be right back because I have my food on the table.
Yeah, no worries. And if you need to go eat dinner for a little bit, I can always just kind of do some of the quests that don't require me to actually complete the fights in order to do the quests.
I should be able to just bring it into the room with me.
Okay. But if not, it's totally fine.
Yeah.
One of the reasons why it was so important for me to have a guest for this particular episode is I kind of need somebody who can help me with these fights. And all of my other guests that I would normally have do this are ones that will probably be appearing very soon. For example, Otaku will be here tomorrow, and Nico is always here because relics.
Relics.
So, you know. Alright, Swift.
Rusha of the Scions, your timing is most fortunate. Allow me to brief you on the situation. Both the Maelstrom and the Order of the Twin Adder informed us both the Maelstrom and the Order of the Twin Adder informed us of their recent troubles with disturbingly powerful primals, and as these incidents ever occur in threes, we immediately sought to gather intelligence on Amalja activity. We lost contact with the first reconnaissance party assigned to the task. I then deployed one of our elite units to learn the fate of the missing scouts, but they also have failed back to report. In their most recent missive, my elite troops declared their intention to investigate the Bowl of Embers. Though they may have been overwhelmed by the Lizardmen, we must consider the possibility that the Lord of the Inferno has reclaimed his domain. Domain expansion. Fun. It is with some measure of wounded pride, then, that I must request your aid. Assemble a group of your assemble a companion and strike into the heart of the Amalja territory in south of Denali. If Ifrit has indeed returned, you are to banish him back to the ether by whatever means is necessary. You will likely have to renew your bond with the Zaharak Aetherite to enter the Bowl of Embers. The Lizardmen have undoubtedly realigned their crystals since you last felt their god, and unfortunately, that means cutting your way through a godly number, goodly number of centuries to reach it. The Grand Company of the Immortal Flames is no stranger to sacrifice when it comes to battling the primals. But the struggles cost far too many lives, and it often creates a host of new tempered enemies. You and your unique talents, however, could spur the families of our soldiers that grief. I will pass on news of your involvement in the mission to the Scions myself. Should our primal fears prove substantiated, then I pray your efforts meet with success.
All right, go get your food.
All right.
I'll deal with this.
Also, I might as well while I'm here. So, at work today, I had a kind of impromptu training that I was sent to that later it turned out that I actually didn't need to go to. But I don't care, because it was just an hour of work that I got paid for that I didn't actually have to do anything for, which is always good in my book. But the guy who does the trainings at my workplace is... I'm not sure, the best way I would describe him is he seems like the kind of guy that if you listen to him talk for a little bit, you're like, oh yeah, this guy has a lot of really intense opinions about things. And you may not hear him state these opinions about things, but like, you know he has them. Also, famously, he had a training that I took part in that was supposed to last for 2 hours that ended up lasting for 3 because he would not stop talking about his time going skydiving because he like just kept going on tangents over and over and over again, which again, it's fine because I didn't have to work for that. However, like, fuck, man. I can't do anything else. Like, I can't even, like, take out my phone or anything or try and sleep because he'll yell at me. So that sucks. But this training was only an hour today, but I still got some fun things out of it. For example, I took some notes on some of the silly things that happened in it. Most notably, at one point he went on a tangent. He was talking about, like, AM versus FM radio and asked if people listened to it and, like, tried to keep prompting us to be like, come on, you guys, do any of you guys listen to AM or FM radio? Come on, answer me. And then he's like, do you guys know who Stunt Monkey is? And everybody was like, what? What are you talking about? And he just goes, you guys don't know who Stunt Monkey is? And then I was just like, okay, yeah, sure, man. He talked about how he had, like, a record player set up with, like, massive speakers when he was a kid, claiming that he was an audio freak. What in the goddamn is that? Apparently it's a radio personality named Stunt Monkey. Couldn't tell you. At one point he held up a diode. You know, like those really tiny things that are on circuit boards, and he's like, and he holds it up and he's like, okay, can you guys see this? And he's like a classroom away, and everybody's like, no, we can't see shit. And finally, the last thing he did is he actually finished the class in under an hour, which was impressive for him, but then immediately said, okay, well, that's the end of my class, but I've got a few more things I'd like to cover before I let you go. And I was like, oh boy, here we fucking go. And then it took 5 minutes and it was fine. So anyway, listen to Stunt Monkey, I guess. I don't know.
I'm here, by the way.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
You haven't missed much.
Yeah, I heard you going on. Who was it that was doing all this?
This is a guy at my workplace who does, like, the training.
Okay.
I wonder if he has had any contact with FFXIV. He would be much cooler if he did, but I doubt it. The Bowl of Embers Extreme. Having partaken further of Askian wisdom, the Amalja have succeeded in summoning the mightiest incarnation of their god to date. Ifrit has returned amidst hellfire and brimstone, and the lizardmen bask in the heat of destruction as warriors of the immortal flame fall to the primal like slugs shriveling beneath the desert sun. Can a warrior of light prevail against such an irrepressible foe? Yes, if they have a level 90 friend. Alright, ready to go?
Yes, I'm ready.
Excellent.
This is one of my least favorite. This is actually my second least favorite out of the Realm Reborn extremes to unsync.
Yeah, this one sucks.
Because if I don't remember the specific skill combination to make it go smoothly, and even after I perform it, I forget immediately after.
Yep. This one is definitely, I don't know, it's just annoying. One thing I will say that I do really like about the extremes in A Realm Reborn is I like that they go backwards in the order that you fight them. So like you start with Garuda and end with Ifrit, rather than, as in the main story, you start with Ifrit and you end with Garuda. I just think that's interesting. Nail! Oh, you did it.
I did it! I did it!
Congratulations! Yeah, that's not always easy to do. I can tell you that I rarely get that to work. Because one of the differences in this fight is occasionally he will go invincible while those nails are there, and you are forced to kill them.
It typically, when most of the time he goes invincible, and like I said, it happens most of the time, it takes an extra minute, an entire minute, just sitting there doing pretty much nothing.
It sucks.
It really sucks. I just need to get back into Discord if there's a line waiting for me.
Huh. Ifrit was reborn with the strength of 1,000 raging infernos, and yet you vanquished him. I can offer you naught but praise, bringer of light.
Oh, hey, man.
Ever prepared for confrontation? Good. Those instincts serve us as well as they serve you. What meaning hides within this constant pursuit of ever greater strength? Have you paused to dwell on its significance? However you might choose to justify your actions, it seems you have tested the very limits of these 3 primal avatars.
Again, such furious response. Did we not make ourselves clear? As amusing and as such might prove, we do not come to trade blows with you. This meeting is at an end. We must thank you for our most enlightening display.
Cool.
We have learned much. The destiny we seek draws closer, ever closer. How much longer can you stem the tide of darkness, bringer of light? How well will you fare against the next god to reawaken?
I think we'll do okay.
I mean,
I'm leaving.
got me.
Yeah, that's true. It's weird that they just start being referred to as Asian after that. Like, just for those, like, those 2 lines, they're just like, it could be either one of them, honestly. How the fuck do I get out of here?
I'm not gonna lie, I tend to forget that the Black Mask Asians exist.
Well, they stop appearing after a while. After, like, specifically summoner quests in Heaven's Ward, they're just not there.
I was gonna say the last I dealt with them was going through the Heaven's Ward Summoners quest, and I find it interesting that they just kind of stop appearing, because
My guess.
it's not.
Go ahead.
With when it comes to actual story of things, it makes sense why they stopped relying on them, but I'm not going to get into why specifically, because it's Summoner Heavensward spoilers. But it makes sense, but also not completely.
I think my guess as to the reason why they stopped using them as just kind of general baddies is because it kind of deflates the the image of the Ascians as these like super all-powerful manipulators when they just have like versions of that group that are just kind of like goons that you can just beat the shit out of anytime you want. And they wanted to focus more on the ones that were like actually like behind the scenes pulling the strings the entire time kind of thing.
Not only that, like you said, they kind of proven unreliable. And this is kind of like just an assumption to make, but it's like, why would they keep relying on them when they could just do the job better themselves?
Yeah, it's true.
So the infernal primal has returned after all. It is well that you set out prepared for the worst. Come now, Ruja. You must describe your epic encounter in detail that we might revise our tactics for future engagements. Any information could prove useful.
Ah, I see. You brought a level 90 friend. We'll think of that next time.
Also, Infernal Ritual Focus. Guess what? It's a gruesome ritual tool fashioned from the bones of an Amalja.
Whoa, who would have thought? Well now, this is an ominous relic. While the Amalja are known for their barbaric trinkets, I sense something is different about this one. I see, so this is the third such object you have discovered within the domain of a primal. It certainly seems feasible that it played a role in Ifrit's enhanced volatility. Return with your trophy to the Waking Sands and pray Budurianje continue his investigations. Our eternal gratitude to you both.
Yay!
I'm gonna mute up and put some of my food.
You do that. In the meantime, I'm gonna look up Stunt Monkey. Apparently there's a lot of things named Stunt Monkey. So, this is immediately... I'm giving up, actually. Fuck this.
Why is that unsurprising to me? Sadly,
A lot of people use the name Stunt Monkey. I mean, it's a funny name.
Yeah, that's fair.
Putting a lot of things in front of the word monkey is just pretty funny, I think. I think this is... I'm fairly certain that's the end of the quest line, but I can't remember.
I think all the other ones are different. You accept them differently.
Yeah.
From different quests. I remember that this one is 1, 2, 3 done.
Alright, yeah, I just couldn't remember if there was like an extra quest at the end of it, but regardless. The report from the immortal flames hath flown before thee. Dost thou return once more bearing a curious tool of ritual magics? You bet your ass, buddy! Ah, yes, it doth most closely resemble the others in form, and, I dare say, in function. The bone is, of course, a Amalja in origin. The servants of darkness revealed themselves to thee, and put in mind of Archon Louisoix's words, yet ever shall primal desires burn, for burn they shall, with the Ascians ever toiling to stoke the fires. We are fortunate, their careless taunting hath provided us with certainty, where before there existed only conjecture. It is unfortunate, however, that thy actions serve the Ascians' purposes so well. Whenever thou slayest our primal foes, the beastmen seek to raise ever more ferocious gods. And now it seems their ceaseless ambitions are answered only by living sacrifice. Each ritual object thou didst recover, it is a manner of focus, a tool fashioned from the bones of a willing worshipper. These foci contain vast etheric power generated by the fervent prayers of a beastman zealot in the moment of his death. This power was then poured into each primal during the rite of summoning, thus giving rise to the augmented avatar thou didst engage. To free us from the threat of primals, in truth, we must needs discover an escape from this endlessly escalating cycle of conflict. Such an answer will not, I fear, be readily attainable. So long as understanding eludes us, there is no recourse but to continue with the slaying of primals. The ether they invariably hoard must be released back into the land. As the beastman deities wax ever more potent, it is a sad necessity that the nurturing of thine own strength cannot be ignored, an action that thou must take, even though it doth quicken the plans of the paragons. One of the paths to inexorable might hath ever been the pursuit of sturdy arms and armor, and in that endeavor I may be able to assist thee. I think there might be one more quest out of that, then.
Yeah, that is... I did forget about it.
I will be picking up probably the other ones here, just because. To tussle with gods, Urianger wishes to introduce you to a means of acquiring superior arms. If thou art to weather these constant clashes against ever more potent primals, then thou must perforce arm thyself with extraordinary weapons. I have concluded negotiations with one Rowena, a merchant who doth abide at Revenant's Toll. In exchange for the ritual objects thou hast collected, she has promised to provide thee with a selection from her stock of unique armaments. Why would she consent to purchase these unsavory trophies? It is a simple question of infamy. Certain of her clientele are like to salivate at the very thought of possessing such forbidden items. There are few who can lay claim to the ownership of a ritual tool employed in the summoning of a primal. There is no cause for alarm. Any power the objects once held has long since been surrendered to the summoned deities, and lest thou worry on my account, I have gleaned from them what wisdom we required. I return to thee thy hard-won prizes. Hie thee to Revenant's Toll and Mordona, and see them swiftly into Rowena's hands. We will also pick up The King Lives. Urianger wishes to speak with you about the royal return of good King Mogulmog the 12th, long may he reign. Amongst Mughal kind, the legend of good King Mogulmog the 12th, long may he reign, doth tell of a wise and magnanimous ruler. Alas, the entity thus summoned put the lie to this imagining with his brief and decidedly unpeaceful reign. 'Twas most disturbing for me to learn, then, that the Moguls' guard have once more succeeded in placing their manic potentiate upon his thorny throne. Only with the Asians' guileful intervention could they have called the king back from the ether with such haste. It is so fucking funny to me that the Asians were like, yeah, we gotta get this good King Mogulmog resummoned. That's the play. Not the other ones. This one. I am afeared that, as was the case with Ifrit and his primal ilk, the ritual employed have empowered the Avatar with a strength far beyond that of his previous incarnation. As ever, it falls to thee, to the blade born of light, to vanquish the Paragon's dark ambition from our realm. The 12 only know what dire power doth corrupt the savior of these gentle forest folk. Thy name has been called, Ruja. The more moderate faction of the Mughals hath joined with the Order of the Twin Adder in an effort to open thee a path to the good king's domain. I bid thee make haste to the Adder's Nest, and once more pledge thine aid in disposing this royal myth made flesh. Quarrel of a time. When Urianger appears pensive, you can be sure another primal problem looms on the horizon. The Lord of the Worrel, slain at thy hand. 'Twas a deed both heroic and historic, a tale to be told down the ages. I fear, however, that the terror of the indigo deep did slumber but briefly in the ethereal sea. The maelstrom hath assured me with unhappy certitude that Leviathan doth stir from the abyss once more.
Jeez, these guys really get around to summoning.
Oh yeah, no. Should this indeed prove the case, then we must face a most troubling and chilling predicament. The Lord of the Worrel is a voracious being, not less than a treasure trove of crystals would serve to lure the entity back to our plane of existence. 'Tis folly, then, to believe that the sea-bound beastman could gather such a haul with such impossible alacrity. No, we must assume the Sahagin have adopted the disturbing new summoning ritual we observed amongst the other beast tribes. A threat of unprecedented magnitude now loometh over Limsa Laminsa. Take thee to the swiftest road to Maelstrom Command, and offer thy stalwart service. Thy shining light must needs illuminate the ocean's darkened swell. And drop dead Shiva. A chill wind blows in Eorzea, and Urianger's eyes bespeak knowledge of the reason why. By thy high deeds were the people of Korthus spared certain doom at the hands of a deiform entity. Yet, if the missive we have received from Lord Drillemont of House Durendare have speaketh true, 'twould seem that hard-won respite hath come and gone. Recovered from her wounds, the Lady Iceheart hath rejoined the struggle against Ishgard. Worse, 'tis said that her disciples have already laid claim to a hoard of crystals. A hoard far exceeding the quantity, but recently wrested from the caravans of House Forton. 'Tis all but certain that the heretic's mistress intendeth to call upon Saint Shiva once more. I just Daffy Ducked there for a second. I said once. Fuck. I just got the idea to do all of Urianger's dialogue in Daffy Duck's voice. Do I do it?
That's your call, because it'd be hella funny, but it'd be so difficult.
I'm so cursed with this knowledge. Okay. And so, once more, must Eorthea's blade of light be brought to bear against the primal. None save thee hath the might enough to defeat such a foe. 'Tis for this reason that Lord Drillemont hath requested thy presence at the White Brim front. Pray hie thee thither with all haste. That almost makes it easier.
That sounded easier.
None save thee can deliver Ithgard from Lady Iceheart's vengeance. Pray hasten thee to the White Brim front, where Lord Drillemont awaiteth thee thy coming even now.
You know what I wonder? If he would have said something different if we only took one of those quests at a time.
The problem with that is that you can't do anything other than accept the quests if he has more.
That's true. Well, guess that's text lost the time.
It's fine, I don't really give a shit. It's probably just the same thing as that, but like, hey, you should go to X location and talk to X person. I'm gonna drop by
definitely what it is.
I'm gonna drop by Limsa Laminsa and pick up the Whirl of the Time stuff, because that one's a real quick one. And plus, everything else is kind of in the same area of around Gridania, so we'll do that.
So, going to Mugamog, did good King Mugamog the 12th, long may he reign, did he temper the Moogle Guard? Is that something that I was a little bit unsure of?
I think it's implied that yes, because naturally by summoning a primal you get tempered. Like just being... if you are involved in the act of summoning, then it tempers you. Not just being in the presence, that doesn't do it. But, as I understand, yes, logically the Moggle's Guard would have been tempered.
Well...
But I don't know if it's ever expressly stated that is the case.
Because, something that I know has, we've seen back when Ifrit was summoned, I might be misremembering this cutscene, but it wasn't until after, no, never mind. I was gonna say it wasn't until after the Ifrit was summoned that he tempered the captured people, but then I realized they weren't involved in the summoning. So yeah. No, you're probably right.
That's what I'm guessing, at least. Anyway.
Rouge of the Scions, you are, as ever, a welcome sight at the Maelstrom Command. Our worst fears are realized. The primal Leviathan has returned to threaten our shores. We did not think it possible for the Fishpacks to summon their rapacious god without a considerably longer period of preparation, but there could be no mistake. Prior to contacting Urianger, we received a report detailing the almost complete destruction of our merchant fleet upon the open seas. Only one vessel managed to limp into port, bearing the decidedly unwelcome news of Leviathan's resurgence. Judging by the testimony given by the surviving crew members, the massive waves the entity leveled against the ships dwarfed anything we've ever seen the Primal command before. Should he unleash a tidal wave of similarly empowered proportions, Limsa would be scraped from the island like a barricade, like a barnacle from a hole. God, I can't read. It is with such dread imaginings in mind that I bid you sail forth to slay the Lord of the World yet again. Our strategy remains unchanged. The twin vessel, the War Leader, is already being prepared under the command of Storm Marshal Slafson. Make your way to Moraby Dry Docks once your own preparations are complete. Seek out Sergeant Stierniona.
Stern Lona, I think is what that is,
Stern
if I had to
Lona,
guess.
Okay. Stern Lona, and she will see you safely aboard your ship. May the navigator guide and protect you.
Sure thing. As for what you said, yeah, it is interesting that they initially maybe had different terms for each of the different kinds of tempering that you see. Like, tempering was initially just used for Ifrit, but then there's drowning, or drowned, that's used for Leviathan. And you could argue that for sylphs, it's touched sylphs, but, like, I don't know, that's a little fishy. But then I assume they stopped doing it after they turned to Garuda, and it's like, oh, well, obviously Garuda, her worship is, are blown. And then they thought about it, and they're like, I don't know about that one.
Could have gone with something like Windswept.
That's true.
But going to the sylphs, I believe we only hear the sylphs refer to themselves as touched ones, where everyone else refers to them as tempered.
Hey, it's these guys. We got to meet these guys a little bit more in a post-Moogle quest, which I still haven't managed to finish because there's still one post-Moogle quest that I have to do in order that I need to do Hildebrand for, which fucking hate you so much for doing that to me. But it's fine.
Forgetting that that leaf quest or thing. Wait, is that leaf quest you have to do? No, it's something else.
No, that is an unlock for the visiting other people's island sanctuaries.
Oh no, that's this island sanctuary. Oh.
Yeah, and I'm not doing that because we're not going to see
That's
island sanctuaries for 7 million years, so there's no fucking point. Storm Sergeant Sternleone at your service. The War Leader is loaded and ready, ma'am. I'll give the signal for the towing vessel to depart as soon as you're aboard. Leviathan was sighted some distance from the coast, so there should be more than enough time to build up ramming speed. The entire crew is willing to lay down their lives to ensure you reach your target, madam, so just concentrate on skewering that overgrown sea serpent. Now, I don't know the exact reasoning for this. Do we know why some of the quests don't require you to do them in order to finish them, but other ones do?
I think that was just poor planning on their part.
Because I wonder if it used to be
there's-
that you had to do it, but now you don't. And if that is the case, why specifically Leviathan? I don't know.
I don't think there's a reason.
Probably
but I also
not.
just might not be informed.
Anyway, War Leader Extreme. Though their beloved god was slain at the hands of the Warrior of Light, the Sahagin have wasted little time in mourning his passing. Drawing on the occult knowledge of the Askians, the Scaly Beastmen have performed a foul ritual fueled by blood and sacrifice to bring forth the mightiest incarnation of Leviathan the realm has yet seen. Before the ocean deity can summon a tidal wave of catastrophic proportions, the War Eater must once again set sail for open waters, and for victory. I think back in the day these were a huge skill check. I mean, they still kind of are. And, you know, actually, come to think of it, probably the reason why Leviathan specifically doesn't have this...
It's because if you fell off...
Yeah, like as Kent says, it's the one that has the most kills you instantly mechanics that you can't recover from. So that makes sense. I can understand that.
Titan had that too, but it's definitely recoverable.
Yeah, and Titan, I feel like...
They're also not as bad.
Yeah, and the knockoffs in Titan Like, I feel like if you get to Titan Extreme, you know not to stand on the breaking edges of the arena.
I think Titan also has like AoE attacks.
Yeah, the rock slides knock you around too, but
yeah.
those are a little easier to dodge. Or they're a little bit more obvious of how they damage things. But anyway, go ahead.
Lieutenant Lorelei, glad am I to see you. I assume you have been apprised of the situation regarding the Mughal monarch. After your previous disposal of the king, Kublokop approached the Mughal's guard and attempted to convince them the error of their ways. Unfortunately, it appears his efforts at persuasion had rather the opposite effect. The royal sentries reportedly flew into a frenzy and focused their righteous indignation into a new summoning ritual. Mayhap it was the unwavering intensity of the Mughal's guard's prayers, but the king has returned to the forest enveloped in an almost blinding aura of majesty.
Who did that? Who blew kiss at me? Who did that? Never mind, don't worry about it.
Kublokop tells us that this dauntingly maniac avatar has now taken to calling himself the Great King Kublokop XII. Suffice it to say that the Elder Seatseer is willing to condone the necessary act of regicide.
Someone did it again.
For the safety of all who dwell within Trellswood, it has been decided that the king must fall. A certain member of the Elder Seatseer's personal guard has already escorted Kublokop to the ward that shields the monarch's domain.
Who's doing that?
Affection.
It's not allowed. You better be. You're so fucking lucky I can't change my camera angle.
Those among us with the ability to see Mughals are often in high demand, but considering the urgency of your mission, our leader felt it best to expedite matters.
Once again, another mention of the incredibly rare thing they always forget to mention, that, oh yeah, not everybody can actually see Mughals.
Besides the main characters.
Isn't that fucking crazy?
Pre-make your preparations and set out as soon as you're able. Kublokop awaits you in the bramble patch of the East Shroud.
Who's responsible? Maybe if I pretend that I'm still in the cutscene.
No, it's most certainly someone in the stream, right?
Did they ever explain why not everyone can see Mughals? No. At least not to my knowledge. No, they're not falling for it. It's fine.
It's interesting, and a lot of just side storylines. A lot of people who really have no business, or you would imagine not being able to see Mughals, also see Mughals, such as like in the post-Mughal quest.
Yep. Extremely convenient in that case, huh?
Yeah.
Also, we gotta pick up Judgment Bolts and Lightning while we're here. Lieutenant Scarlet would ask your aid in investigating the resurgence of a primal. Well, if it isn't the Slayer of Ramuh, come to see me in the flesh. How fortunate that you should happen by. I was, in fact, on the verge of sending a runner to track you down. We've had some troubling news from the Sylphs of Little Solus. It appears that the Lord of Leven walks the Twelveswood yet again. From what I understand of the Elder Seedseer's explanation, your last encounter with the Primal was a relatively peaceful affair. You fucking... Always...
Hey look, there I am.
Yeah, there you are. I think that literally every time I walk past it, by the way. I always think of you.
My friend who is going through the free trial also does the same thing.
Good. There was a battle, aye, but one for which Ramuh did not begrudge your victory. Why then has he returned to the forest? 'Tis you, Lieutenant Lorelei, who fate has chosen to uncover the answer to that question. It seems that Phrixio, the Sylph Elder, would discuss the matter with you personally. Speak first with Delexia and Little Solus, and she will announce your arrival to their leader. Ah, and I would also consider it a favor if you could pass along aught you learned to the Scions. As I understand it, Archon Urianger is a keen scholar in the field of all matters primal. Pray, make your final report to him. Don't talk to me, I have another quest that is unrelated. Don't worry about that. Alright. I gotta get the fuck out of here before I get another kiss blown at me. There's cooties in that shit, bro. Also, can I just mention really quick, the kind of horrible realization that if Good King Mogglemaw has been summoned again, they probably did it with a ritual focus made out of Moogle bones.
That's what I was thinking. It's like, no.
They fucking kill one of the Moggles guard?
We know they didn't because they're all still there.
Either that or he revived the one that they killed. We'll have to see if one of them is a little deformed because it's missing some bones. Here's some early Halloween for you folks. Alright, you little shit.
Wait, hold on. Turn your camera around so you see them coming. If they come.
Oh, it's you, Mocha! I should have known. Anyway.
Kublukov has nullified the ward in anticipation of your arrival. I pray this royal nightmare is not beyond your abilities.
I don't think it's ever been canonically stated whether or not Moogles actually have bones. Well, let's start hitting one and find out. Beat the shit out of them.
I hope they have bones. I hope they're not just a giant sack of flesh.
God, I don't want to think about that right now. Oh, I knew you'd come. At least I was hoping, Kupo. Not long ago, I had a stern word with the Mogglesguard about the dangers of turning pleasant fairy tales into disturbing reality. But they all insisted that the intimidating force that is Good King Mogglemog XII, long may his scepter of judgment ever command our respect. I forgot I actually don't need to do it for them because they just do it by themselves. Is exactly the sort of savior we need. The Mogglesguard are afraid, Kupo. Afraid of how the forest has changed. Afraid of the never-ending conflict. Afraid that we Moogles have no place in this new world. I am scared of all those things too, but the thought of unleashing our royal menace upon the Twelveswood scares me even more, Kupo. Please, you must deal with them firmly before this goes too far. A measured thrashing, of course, nothing too brutal. Like ripping out their bones or something, that would be fucked up. You can enter Thornmarch here, though through the tear I've made in the ward. Take care, good fortune, and in the meantime, I'll let the others know that Great King Mogglemog XII, may his reign end with minimal bloodshed, will be vacating his throne, Kupo. Bye! Well, that was fucking weird. Once again, we don't have to do it this time.
I imagine, just from the, I was about to say the Kupos, the Moogles' nature that they probably didn't actually sacrifice anyone.
You. Hi. How you doing? Hello, fellow Vieira with the same glasses as me. I can't believe you stole my fucking look. It's fucked up of you, actually. I'm out of here. With my stupid ass mount.
The idea of being picked up and carried by this thing is terrifying.
Hey, that's fucked up, Mocha. I'm pretty cute, I'll have you know. Just look at my character's portrait. As soon as it... Hang on.
You know...
Hang on a minute.
Rusha not being there is
she just left. No, I'm gone. Look at me. Look at how cute I am. God, fuck me. Whatever. Alright, sure. Whatever, man. I'm just shy. What can I say? Alright. Let's see. Here, you could... I don't know if you want to do, Sylph voice.
I'll take it.
Okay, go for it.
Walking One is here. Has Walking One heard of Lord Ramuh's return? This one does not need to explain. Walking One should wait here while this one fetches Elder One.
Walking One is most welcome in these ones' home. The gentle sighs of wind and trees and brooks told these ones of Walking One's peaceful words with Lord Ramuh. These ones also heard that Thunderous One challenged Walking One to battle. This one is certain that Lord Ramuh was pleased with Walking One's strength.
And such strength. No, sorry, that's you. My bad.
It's good. That's all good. It's such strength walking one has. Arrow shooting ones often tell grand tales of walking ones, and these ones are glad to call walking one friend.
But this one must warn Walking One. Touched ones have summoned Lord Ramu once more, and this time with an offering of many, many, many more crystals. But no bones, because we sylphs don't have them because we're cabbages. This one does not think Thunderous One means to bring judgment to Gridania. After all, Lord Ramu made special promise to Walking One. It is the intentions of Touched Ones that concern this one. Touched Ones yet act in fear and in hate. Even should Lord Ramu ignore Touched One's destructive wishes, his presence alone drains the land of ether. It is not just Gridania, but the entire realm that Thunderous One threatens. Life will seep from the soil, crops will wither and die. Then, through Lord Ramu will it otherwise, Walking Ones will go to war over what remains. This one begs Brave and Courageous One to fight again. Touched Ones must understand that summoning Thunderous One is futile, that Thunderous One respects the strength of Walking One. Thank you. This one knew Walking One would do the right thing. Walking One knows how to visit Striking Tree, touch the aetherite found in the domain of Touched Ones, and Walking One will soon be face to beard with Lord Ramu. These ones will listen to the forest's voice for news of Walking One's victory. Bye!
If I may ask, how does Ruja feel about Ramu?
What the fuck? Well, she's afraid of him. I don't know if this is surprising. She freaked the fuck out.
I figured.
But I think she was very hopeful that like, oh, finally there's gonna be a primal that I don't actually have to fight, and then she did, which was really disappointing. But like, I think she sees kind of a kindred, like, I think she has this image. She has this image in her head of herself as like very wise and intelligent, and she is very intelligent.
She is not very wise.
No, very low wisdom, and dexterity, and strength, and luck, and constitution,
and charisma,
and courage, and speed. I don't know, whatever, all of them. Just a fail girl, the most cringe of all fail girls.
Infinite book smarts, negative infinity, and everything else.
That's correct. Nice emote, Mocha. Check this one out. Bam! Anyway. Oh, I forgot to read Thorn March, so I'll do that. Kublai-Kop's attempt to chastise the Moggul's Guard for their dangerous and foolhardy actions has not had the intended effect. Reminded of how deadly the Twelveswood has become, the Royal Guards have instead channeled their fear and desperation into calling forth an even more potent potentiate. The good King Mogglmog XII now styles himself the Great King Mogglmog XII, and all evildoers in the forest shall tremble before his majestic wrath. That emote, by the way, you can use as long as you follow me, so just letting you know. The Striking Tree Extreme. Satisfied that the Warrior of Light has passed his trial, the primal Ramu departs Eorzea for the Aetherial Sea. His Sylvan thralls, however, unconvinced that their territory is truly safe, have focused their deep-rooted fear and spite into summoning their god anew. Can you rise to the challenge and prove your might once again? Crackling with the vengeful energies of his children's prayers, the Lord of Levin's judgment promises to be harsh indeed. Ready to go?
Yes. I'm just realizing, though, I was trying to resubscribe with Twitch Prime, but could not for some odd reason.
That's okay. If you do manage to figure it out, cool. If not, whatever.
This one is continuing the list of the extremes of Room Reborn I hate. It's number 3, purely because it just takes a while.
Yeah. Any of them that have an invincible phase are not my favorite.
Ramu's not so bad.
What is number 1 out of curiosity?
Oh, Leviathan.
Leviathan? Oh yeah, no, I get that. I would say
by far
the easiest one, I think, is actually probably Mogglmog. I think he's the easiest to me because I have a system that like kills him like very very quickly.
I don't have one that kills him very quickly. I have one that kills him about the time it took to kill Garuda. So those two are about the same for me.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of, I think it's probably more or less the same thing. It's basically just like, hit him until he summons the Mogul's Guard, immediately do an AoE that knocks them all down, prep an AoE for the next time the Mogul's Guard are summoned, and he will drain all of his HP.
Oh, yeah, no, that's what I do.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm seduced. Here I go.
Come on. Oh god, I'm...
Me looking at
my
Mocha.
turn.
Ah! And then I get hit by lightning. Generally, that's how it works, I think, when I look at women, is lightning from the sky just fucking kills me.
This is like the one fight I genuinely do not remember pushing as for. The normal version, I should say.
They're not terrible, honestly.
Hey, we got a whistle, finally.
Oh, cool.
And we also got a Conjurer's Staff.
Neat.
And also a weapon coffer. Wow, this one was...
Well, it usually drops the weapon coffer for these ones. Oh, and a Ramu card, which I didn't have. Anyway, Markab Whistle. This tiny whistle emits a shrill tone which can only be heard by Markab, blessed steed of the Lord of Leven. Markab. Legend states that the Lord of Leven, Ramu, drew forth this magic steed from a nightmare offered by the sylphs in sacrifice. Neigh is but a hoofbeat away from Neigh, spelled in the horse way. Yep. That is what I said. Ramu. Worshipped by the sylphs of the Twelves, with the Lord of Leven is a thunderous entity with boundless knowledge of ages past. He is stern, yet just, but his judgment is final, and those found guilty of mortal sin will be met with mighty bolts of white-hot lightning. I don't remember if I've talked about this on stream or not, but I really, really enjoy the thought experiment of trying to figure out how a primal's appearance and how they act is informed by the society of the tribe that summons it. If that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like, why are the sylphs a tribe of cabbages? Why do they summon a big bearded dude? And the answer is because the sylphs are eternal children, essentially. And so their god, their protective deity is their grandpa, who is stern but kind and cares for his children. You know, that kind of thing. I would say some of the primals are a little easier to do that with than others, but it is still fun to do, I think. All right, and now we're off to Korthus to do Shiva.
My prime sub on a different channel, did I?
I don't know, did you?
I don't think so. I'll worry about it later.
Yeah, it's fine. I don't have a special Prime sub notification made yet. I have an idea for one, but you know, for now, I just have the one that I have with its 36 possible variations.
You know what? I just realized it says gift a sub, so I think I'm already Prime subbed, and I just didn't realize it.
It's possible.
But I don't have access to those.
I'm
so confused. I'm sure nobody wants me hearing about my Prime difficulty anyways. If you guys have a Prime sub, though, you should use it on OPG here. He deserves it.
Well, thank you. It's very nice of you to say. I only have a few emotes. One of them is of my cat. That one's a follower emote, though. Or, sorry, not of my cat. My brother's cat. But I do also have the other ones. Like this one.
Dead.
Yeah, there they are. Thank you, Ken. Some of them are cool, and some of them are just a picture of Mega Man's face. Which is pretty funny still, but... You know. If you don't know what it's referencing, then it's kind of weird.
This fate.
Yep,
Oh,
there it
this
is.
fate.
What if you had to do that one for relics? That would suck.
Oh, that would. I'm so glad they don't make you do achievement fates for relics.
I'm glad Nico would quit. I think if that was the case, and that's saying something because like nothing has made Nico quit so far. So like, yikes.
Okay, I think there's stuff far worse than having to do the achievement face for relics, and I'm pretty sure Nico would still do it.
Yeah, that's true. But anyway,
Like, for example, all of Eureka and all of Basha.
yeah. All right. Would you like to take drill mold?
Of course. My gratitude for your timely return, Lucia. Would that it were under better circumstances. Our efforts to contain the heretic threat in the Western Highlands beyond Snowcloak has suffered a grievous setback. In order to support expeditions further afield, we sought to establish an outpost in the Heretics' former fortress. Under guard, our craftsmen began the necessary improvements, and for a time all proceeded according to plan. The building work had scarce begun when Heizhart's minions descended upon the fortress from all directions. If I were to guess, I would say they were deliberately delayed their attack until sufficient supplies had been delivered to their doorstep. I do not begrudge my men for their decision to flee. By all accounts, it would have been a slaughter. Any survivors condemned to a fate worse than death at the hands of their leader. However, by abandoning our crystal stores, we have given the heretics the means of summoning their patron saint. I beseech you, Ruja, slayer of gods of beastmen, who banished once before the demon who threatens us now, lend us your strength, infiltrate Snowcloak, and put an end to Iceheart's machinations.
Okay.
Thank you, my friend. Though I pray you can stop here. Though I pray you can stop here before she complete her ritual.
I can't.
I have faith you can defeat Shiva should it come to that.
I have a guy for that.
Hi, Drillamon. One of Sir Aimrick's temple knights awaits you at Snowcloak. He shall guide you through secret tunnels to the Aetherite at the heart of the Heretics' fortifications. Once you may gain entrance to Iceheart Sanctuary as before.
All right, let's get in there. Actually, do you have anything else to say about it?
Much hinges on your efforts, Rusha. If Iceheart is allowed to summon Shiva, the lives of countless Ishgardians will be in danger.
The lives of most Ishgardians are usually in danger because they continue to live in Korthus. And also they're Ishgardians, so they're like 2 seconds away from being accused of heresy and thrown off a cliff.
And also, they're incredibly... I was about to say racist, right?
I mean, yeah.
Racist towards dragons.
And, I mean, like outsiders as well.
And outsiders. I forgot about the outsiders part.
Alright. Hey, buddy. You have the worst fucking post in the universe. It is an honor, madam. When you are ready, I shall lead you through the tunnels to the Aetherite. We shall not be troubled by heretics or beasts along the way, so you may concentrate solely on the task at hand. May the Fury grant you the strength to strike down that heathen witch once and for all. I would love to. We will depart when you are ready, madam. You may need but speak the word. The Akafa Amphitheater Extreme. House Durandare's efforts to establish an outpost in Snowcloak have met with disaster, shockingly, owing to a surprise attack by Iceheart's followers. Now in possession of their former fortress, as well as a vast supply of crystals, the heretics are certain to summon Saint Shiva once more. If past experience is any indication, this new incarnation will be stronger than the last. Regardless, it changes nothing. Iceheart's crusade cannot continue, and only you have the power to stop her. Only you and your level 90 friend.
You know, at least we get to listen to Oblivion.
It's true.
If only for a moment.
Mm-hmm. Hi again, lady. Oh, you know what I need to do? Hang on. Don't worry about that.
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't notice what you did.
I know. You couldn't have. I don't know how the fuck I'm supposed to avoid that one.
Wow, my dancing actually was perfectly timed for the music.
Perfect. It's weird thinking that this fight might have come out around the time that Frozen came out. Isn't that weird to think about?
Wait, really?
I mean, the achievement you get for clearing it is Let It Go. There's nothing else that it could be a reference to, I think.
Oh god. That is weird to think about, jeez.
Well, let's not dwell on it too much. No horse, though, unfortunately. Alright.
Only Ramu was kind to us, of course.
Yep.
He favors scholarly spirits.
I love you, Grandpa. Grandpa Lightning, for your contribution to my mount collection.
Grandpa Lightning, very, very frightening.
Galileo, Galileo.
Galileo, Galileo, Galileo Figaro.
Alright. Drillamont, hey buddy.
Praise Salone for your safe return. All here prayed for your success, Risha. Tell us, have our prayers been answered?
Yeah, I killed her.
Would she be here otherwise? Even stronger than before, you say? Then we are truly fortunate for your intervention. Yet it would be wrong to glory in this victory, for it is yours, not ours. Indeed, your very presence here is a testament to the inadequacy of our own preparations. Plainly, it is time that we reappraise the threat posed by the heretics and our readiness to address it. We can no longer say with any certainty that we are equal to the task, but this is none of your concern. Forgive me. Your deeds shall not be forgotten, my friend. You, Oriange, and your entire order have my utmost thanks.
Yep, sure thing. Let me see. Well, sorry, one more time just to see. Yeah, there is more. Figures.
Pray convey our gratitude to Oriange and the rest of your brethren. Were it not for your aid, I know not how many others would have perished.
I know why they did it, but it is very funny to me that they kind of go out of their way to make it explicit that Iceheart does not use the same summoning method that the other ones use to get Shiva out. Like, this second time. Like, she doesn't use the human sacrifice route. They're like, no, we just had like a ton of crystals on hand and she stole them back. Oh, that's why Shiva's back. Don't worry about it. She definitely didn't use human sacrifice. I honestly think they should have went for it. I think they should have said, yeah, she sacrificed one of her fucking people to do it.
Like, it said that she did use a different method besides just the quantity of crystals. But, like...
Yeah.
What exactly did she do? Well, guess we're not gonna find out.
Built different, exactly. She respect. Alright. Okay. How do we want to do this? Let's... we'll do Rowena first. Greetings, adventurer. So, you're this one that hope to trade some primal curiosities, are you? Oriange has guaranteed their authenticity, so why don't you let old Rowena here have a look at these ritual objects of yours? Here you go. It's the same descriptions as before. Gone from beastman bones, just like you described. Well, I'd be lying if I said these trinkets didn't make my skin crawl like a dire mite in my undergarments. In case you misunderstand, that's an expression of high praise, lass. I love when dire mites are in my undergarments. My customers will be gutting each other in the streets for a chance to purchase your trophies. Show them to Larina, my acquisitions officer, and she'll walk you through the transaction. Oh, actually, that's a new thing. Crystal Braves, eh? Can't say I'm keen on the name, but as long as there's coin to be made, you could call yourselves the Flying Fairies for all I care. Bravely default reference! Anyway.
I have not played Bravely Default. So
It's pretty cool. It's a nice game. I wouldn't say it falls apart at the end. It falls apart for some people, I would say. But, very nice game.
God damn you, Rowena, you promised me a life of excitement in this exotic land of Mordona, and I'm here stocking your shelves like a trained pen. May I help you, miss?
I don't see any shelves, actually. I don't think you're doing that at all.
What in the seven unholy hells are those gruesome things? Beastman ritual tools. You adventurers and your penchant for stowing the most disgusting souvenirs in your packs. Bleh! And that goes twice for Rowena for wanting to stock the stuff, and thrice for her adult customers for begging to buy it. But that's neither here nor there. Whatever is that drives you folk also fills my purse with coin. Now, were you seeking to trade for aught in particular? Ah, the special weapons we deal in, is it? Here, take a few of these tokens, and you'll be able to exchange them for any arms you fancy. If you're one of those completionist types, then you'll no doubt want an entire army of the things. Just bring me another set of those stomach-churning ritual tools, and I'll see you rewarded with the tokens. Hop to it.
Why are you being so mean to me, lady? Now, I could do this, but I'm not going to. Because I don't want to. It's basically just going to be the same quest, but again. Okay, let's do the ultimate ballad. The ultimate ballad. Alice would like to introduce you to someone. Would you mind taking Alice, actually? I know you just read, but...
Of course, I would not mind.
Yeah, go for it.
Your reputation precedes you, Ruja. In fact, it's for that reason I'd like to introduce you to someone. That minstrel at the end of the bar wandered in here the other day. Said he was seeking inspiration for a new ballad, the sort only an adventurer of distinction could provide. Who better than the one who saved the world to give this minstrel the stories he seeks, eh? Humor the gentleman, I say.
Yeah, that's... Hi, buddy. Hello there, I'm the director for Final Fantasy XVI. I've come to this game for ideas. Dawn may banish even the darkest night, yet ever shall primal desires burn. Two swords shall vie to lay them low, a blade born of light, and a blade forged of might. Alas, man may entrust his fate unto but one. I'm not very good at singing. Lest you wonder, those are the words of Archon Louis Soir. While not written as poetry, I find poetry within them nonetheless.
You did great, by the way.
Oh, thank you. Years ago, when I arrived in this land, I was beset with peril day and night, forced to endure countless trials which tested my mind, my body, and my faith. And I am not ashamed to admit that I would have faltered had it not been for the help of a handful of nameless adventurers, honest men and women who proffered the hand of friendship to a weary soul and led him safe from the darkness. When I look upon you, I am reminded of them, and I can tell you are well-traveled and possess of both constancy and character. You are a woman of the adventuring profession, yes? I seek a valiant hero whose deeds might serve as inspiration, and I have reason to believe I have found her. After all, was it not you who faced Gaius Van Baelsar and his Allegan weapon? You must tell me everything that happened. Omit nary a single detail, I beg of you. And that's it. I just told the entire story really quick. Truly a tale worthy of legend, and so eerily it matches the writings of Archon Louis Soir. It's the same song. I'm not going to sing it again, because I'm going to get it wrong this time. The Black Wolf was a conqueror who aspired to rule through might, and the weapon was key to his ambitions. Yet in the end, the people of Eorzea entrusted their fates to a brilliant blade, the Warrior of Light. A rather fitting moniker, in my humble opinion. Thank you. At last, I have found the inspiration I sought, a battle to decide the fate of a realm. The words, the notes, I feel them coming together. Your tale, Rouge Lorelei, your song! From an era long forgotten, a blade of midnight drawn, from a distant land uncharted, a warrior who bears the dawn. Ultima's Bane Ballad, composed. I think this is just the normal cutscene because it's just going into this. Let me double check. Nope, this is technically new. You desire an encore. Very well, it would be my pleasure. Rouge Lorelei, I give you Ultima's Bane from a song. It's the same thing. Not a very long song. It's only got 4 lines to it. Anyway, let's do the Ultimate Ballad. Ultima's Ballad. Ultima's Bane. Inspired by your tale of victory over the Ultima weapon, the wandering minstrel, come to Revenant's Toll in search of video game mechanics to use in Final Fantasy XVI, has composed an epic ballad in your honor. However, as minstrels are wont to do, he has embellished certain details for dramatic effect. Although it can hardly be considered an accurate retelling, you cannot deny his skill with words, for as you listen to his melodious voice, you find yourself reliving the events of that fateful day in the Praetorium. Or in the Porta Decumana, as it is now.
Times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man?
Well, I'm not doing the ultimate, so this is the last one. Sorry, guys. No ultimate content on this character.
I think that's a good thing, to be honest.
Although, technically, there are quests for unlocking the ultimates, aren't there?
Not quest, it's basically like how you unlock the
yeah, I guess.
Just talk to the minstrel.
Yeah, but I don't know. I'll find a transcript or something. I ain't doing that shit. Explode! Wait, hang on, let me press the button. There we go. Have a nice devastation, you stupid bitch. I did it! What the fuck happened? You, like, disappeared for a little bit and, like, disappeared. That might be my best work yet! Was it not just as you remember, Ruja? Yeah, exactly. It was like 4 lines long, really quick. Come now, what's the harm in a little exaggeration? I only changed a few details for dramatic effect. And even if I had not, others would have done so eventually. 'Tis the nature of every story to grow with each telling. And that's it. Although technically, I think there might be another quest available here. Yes, there is, because we have... Sing me another song. In a place such as Revenant's Toll, information must flow along with wine. Why not linger downstream of Alice for a spell?
What it'll be, Ruja, you know, if you have a second, a certain patron of mine's been itching to have a word with you. Our friend, the bard here. He says he needs inspiration. Oh, he says he needs inspiration that only Adventurer's Tale can provide. Plain lacking in imagination, if you ask me. But he's not a bad sort.
That's what I'm saying.
Wandering or not, he never tries to pay in song what he owes in copper.
Well, that's good at least. All right, buddy. What do you want to hear about this time? Ruja, can it be you? You've outdone yourself since we last met, that much I've heard. They say you sojourned to Dalamud's shadow, and yet lived to tell the tale. While I was in these parts at the time, and felt a disturbance in the ether. It was the White Raven himself, you say? Ah, no wonder. Tell me more, my good Ruja. Recount to me your journey through the shadow. Take me there on wings of memory and imagination. Your stirring tale has stirred me. Lo, I am as a cauldron bubbling fragrantly in the great kitchen of a castle keep, a stew of inspiration, a slew of verses. Listen, my good adventurer, and listen well, for the song I sing is of your tell. Into the flesh of darkness go bringers of light, for the flame that flickers in Bahamut's tomb. In that cloying black stirs a raven white, clawing blood from a barren womb. What was slain is silver proud, did in golden malice rise, metals of infamy and ruin that every hero must despise. A vision! And then you do the fights. What say you? Is that not exactly how you told it to me? Ah, but you forget, I am a poet. We read between the lines, rendering into words that which was left unspoken. Lest you wonder, I shall name this composition Shadow of the Raven. And then we have access to the second coil of Bahamut Savage, but...
Because it wasn't hard enough.
But only the second coil. I don't get it either, man. Just out of curiosity, does he...
It wasn't hard enough. Easy.
No, okay, I think this is the, Yeah, this is the same thing that we got when we spoke to him before. I don't like this has to be in like a cutscene like that. It's just, I don't know, man. Just don't do that. Okay. Huh! Nico jump scare. I gotta get out of here. There he goes, off to do Eureka.
Bye.
Bye. All right. Yeah, we finished in pretty good time, actually. Thank you again for your help, by the way, Scoosh.
Of course. Anytime. Anytime.
Well, anytime you're
For
available.
all you've helped me. Yeah, anytime.
Yeah.
You know what I mean.
Yeah, yeah.
Hi, bye.
Hi, bye.
But it's the least I can do for all you've helped me out with in the past.
Well, you know. Didn't do it to get something out of it. I just did it because I like helping people. It makes me feel good.
Well, yeah. But still.
All right. Judgment bolts and lightning. Greetings, Ruja. Though I would not discourage the company if you cross the threshold of the waking sands on a mere whim. Dost thou require mine aid in some matter? I killed an old man. The Lord of Leven was returned into the forest. Sylphs challenged the Sahagin for the swiftness of their summoning. And thy account doth paint a most vividly in the image of Ramu's amplified energies. I fear the touched ones, too, dabble in sacrificial ritual. Thy stern expression bespeaks thy understanding. Even the denizens of the Twelves Wood possess no immunity against Asian manipulations. Once more are we reminded that only with the lifting of darkness shall this primal nightmare cease to haunt us. We shall prevail, warrior of light. By the radiance of thee and thy one level 90 companion, we shall prevail. And 'tis not the first time I have seen thee stride into the waking sands wearing such a look. Thou art as an open book, Rusha, wherein the tale of thy victory is writ large. I killed a lady. In her redoubled strength I glimpsed the dark hand of the Paragons. Her return and her very defeat serveth merely to continue the escalating cycle of conflict. Full glad am I of thine all-surpassing martial skills, Rusha, yet still more glad would I be were they not required. Would that the Lady Iceheart could be made to abandon her misbegotten crusade. Till she be thus converted, or else slain, the people of Ishgard will know no peace. But be not disheartened. One day, by thy light, the darkness within and without shall be purged, and the Asians shall taste lasting defeat. We need only have faith. And, actually, just out of curiosity, thy victory over Shiva has offered the Ishgardians much-needed respite, yet I fear that her defeat serveth merely to continue the escalating cycle of conflict. Okay, yeah, that's the same thing. Brother Oap Pessi has delivered unto me his reports of the dark divinity. Thy encounter with the primal hath cast much light upon his true form. There may well be merit in the conjurer's theory. Mayhap the primal is the sword Zantetsuken, and the fearsome entity who doth wield it is but a conjuration of the blade. Should the wielder fall, the blade remaineth to absorb ether from its environs, and so fashion a guardian anew. Yet verily a pall of mystery doth obscure Odin still. We know not by whose rich will he was summoned, nor how to seal the sword and stop the dark divinity's ride once and for all. By thine efforts we have learned the one truth of the primal's existence, but I fear we have only scratched the surface. What of the expedition? With Bahamut's banishment to the ether, the 7th Umbral Era is come to an end in sooth. In the abyssal depths of the dread primal's dements, thou didst cast light upon the truth of Eorzea's rebirth. Yet until such time as lasting peace doth visit the realm, the knowledge that must needs remain locked inside our hearts. And through the veil that hath been lifted from many and more mysteries, the hage which shroudeth the people's memory of the calamity, yet eludeth explanation. I have but half-formed theories, which I would share with thee, if thou art willing to listen. I forgot to be doing the Daffy Duck voice, it's fine. When the combined might of the 12 failed to contain Bahamut, Master Louisoix mustered what strength remained to him and entrusted our hope unto the future. 'Tis my belief that he invoked the power of the Keeper, and sent Eorzea's champions to a place outside of time, beyond the reach of the Primal's wrath. Taken whence they rightly existed, these individuals did leave behind a rent in the fabric of reality. At the selfsame juncture, Master Louisoix struck down Bahamut, thus triggering the realm's dramatic regeneration. The occurrence of these events in rapid succession, I theorize, gave rise to the people's clouded recollection of the calamity. Alas, there is no known way to restore these lost memories. Let it be enough that the 7th Umbral Era is truly over, and that the people may finally turn towards a brighter future, assured in the knowledge that a new warrior of light walketh with them. That is actually a really interesting explanation that I don't think I've ever had the chance to read before. Huh.
I don't think I read that either.
What do you know? Something I really honestly did not particularly need explained, really, but, like, still cool to know, you know? Anyway, I think that is going to do it for tonight's episode of Final Fantasy XIV: A Realm Reread. But don't fret, because tomorrow we'll be back with more of this, but it's going to be stupid this time. Like, it's just going to be really stupid.
Stupid in a good way.
Oh yeah, definitely. Anyway, with that being said, thank you guys very much for watching. Scoosh, thank you for joining me, of course, and also thank you for helping me clear these fights.
Of course.
But for now, yeah, I think we're going to stop here.